So, Carla, my issue is that my father, who was very neglectful towards me, very abusive towards me, and I just hate him. We got a terrible relationship. It's just it's awful.
Okay. What did they do? What did your father
What
do?
are the processes you're going to bring me through? Give me the order of them.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you what they did, like make you go into it. How did you react to it?
Okay. What they did to me? How did I
Yeah.
react? Is this the exact order I gave them to you in earlier, or have you changed them around?
You'd given me one, you'd given me with an order, which I have, and the other was where you gave me a list of things that you wanted me to put in order. So I've done both of those things.
Right. Which one are we on now? The one that's in order that I gave you, or the one that was out of order that
The
you put
one
in?
that's in order.
I want you to give me the one that was out of order and bring it into
Okay.
order.
So the first one was your future goals.
So these are two different
Was
processes.
the one
Okay.
that was mixed up that you
Yeah.
wanted me to
So
put
this is
in
you
order.
bringing me down there. Okay. Your future goals. Yeah.
Then the characteristics to achieve those goals that you think you do not have.
Yeah. How will you get me there? How will you get me to identify the characteristics I don't have? You missed the step.
Oh no, this is what I'm saying is when you had given me a list of things and you said put them in order. So I just numbered them in the correct order.
And this is the correct order.
Maybe, okay, I was not filling in the blanks because I thought that you wanted out of the random steps that you gave me, which one comes first, like in what order they come. So my understanding was not to fill in the blanks, but to just arrange them because you had given me first, like, what's your problem? Who is it with? Benefits of their negative characteristics to them, benefits of negative characteristics to you, what you reject in others, you demonstrate in
You're
yourself.
moving all that around, right?
Correct. You had given it to me in that order, and you said put it in order. Like you had
Right.
mixed it up and
And
said
this
put
is
it
you
in order.
giving it to me in order now, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. So your future goals, the characteristics to achieve those goals that you believe you don't have, yes?
Yes. So that out of all the points you gave would have been the second point.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the third of the what you gave would be then what's your problem? So like your negative influencer, talking about them. Who is it with?
Yeah.
Then the fifth one would be what are the benefits of their negative characteristics to you?
Yeah.
Then the sixth one would be what are the benefits of their negative characteristics to them?
Yeah.
Then the seventh one would be like what you reject in others, you demonstrate in yourself.
Yeah.
Number eight would be the where have you been misperceiving?
Yeah.
And number nine would be the epiphany.
Yeah. Got it. The other one?
So that was the one that was in the mixed up order that I have now given you in what order that they would be.
Got it. So is
Okay.
this a process that you feel is a functioning process? Or is there anything missing that you want to add? Do you feel that this process you've given me is a workable process, or is there something missing?
Well, with your goals, I would ask you first, like, what are the goals that you have achieved and what characteristics you had to achieve those goals? And
Got it.
then it would be like, what are your future goals? Like, what do you want to achieve? And what do you think you need? What characteristics do you need to achieve those goals?
Brilliant. Very good. I was concerned a moment ago. I thought you missed that point. You didn't. You got it. Great.
Yeah.
Well,
So
love
I
it.
just worked from what you gave. I wasn't filling in the
Got it.
blanks.
Okay. Now, give me your process. Just make it up. We're going to go down here. It's my dad. What are we going to do?
Okay, the process that I would follow is what I would ask you, what the event was? Like, give me an event that your father was.
So discuss the event.
Yeah,
Okay, let's do that. Discuss the event. Okay, so I discussed the event. He ran off. He left me behind. Never
yeah.
took soccer. Great. What's next? What's the
So
next?
then what did you do? How did you react?
I reacted by crying.
Okay. And what did that do for you?
It made me cry.
Yes, but what came out of it? Like it, yes, the action of your father made you cry, but what were you gaining out of it?
Nothing.
What were you when you cried, what did it do for you?
When I cry, what did it do for me? It made me sad.
Okay. And what else did it do for you? So you cried
It made
and
me
and
feel lonely.
sorry, you felt lonely.
Yes.
And when you felt lonely, what else did you feel? What else did you feel?
I just felt sad and lonely.
Okay. And how did you deal with the sadness and loneliness?
I just felt sadder and lonelier.
Yes, but what did you do to deal with it?
Nothing.
You would have done something. Think about it and tell me what it is that you did when you felt sad and lonely.
So my dad had scorned me in front of everybody in the house. Everybody walked out. I was left in the lounge room. I just cried and was sad.
And everybody else walked out and you stayed there.
Yes.
And what did you do after that?
After that, I can't remember. I was like 9.
Okay. What was that your only incident that your father ridiculed and
No,
scolded you?
lots of times.
So think of another time.
Yeah, okay. Another time. Um, yeah, I'm in the car with him and he's ridiculing me.
Okay. And what is he saying? What is he doing?
He's saying, "You're just an idiot. Um, like I just wish you weren't in the car with me. Like you're just such a fool. I got to bring you places and you're just an embarrassment."
And how are you reacting to that?
Crying and feeling sad.
What else are you feeling?
I can't remember. I think I'm just feeling sad and crying.
I want you to think of another time and think of how you were feeling. You there, apart from the sad and crying, what else did you do to react to that? What were you feeling? What were you thinking?
Right. Um, I was thinking that I wish I wasn't here. Um, I was thinking that I just hate you. Um, I was thinking that I wish I wasn't born. Yeah, those things.
Okay. And when you were thinking that you wish that you weren't here, where would you have rather been in those moments?
There was mo well, some of those moments I wished I would have rather been with another family.
Okay. And what do you think you would have got from that family? What were you looking for in that family?
The moments that I thought I wish I wasn't here with you. I wish I had another family. I would have liked if that was another family, I would have liked them to be happier and more kind of give me time.
So then you were spending your time fantasizing or imagining another situation where someone loved you and cared for you and doted on you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were left to, so you went into your imagination.
Okay, give me a second. So I'll just pause so you don't. Sorry, go ahead. Yes, I was in my imagination.
Okay. What did you learn from these scenarios that was happening with your father when he was when he was ridiculing you?
Sorry, could you ask me that question again?
What did you learn? What did you get out of those instances and circumstances when he was ridiculing you?
I just got this overwhelming feeling that I was just useless and unloved and unlovable and stupid and unwanted. I just felt that he just didn't want me.
And how did you cope with those feelings?
I didn't. I cried and I felt fearful and I hated him and I was glad when he didn't come home. Sometimes he was away for weeks.
Okay. And I still want you to go into that scenario when your father is ridiculing you. Even if you go back to that last scenario when your dad was ridiculing you in the car and where you said you wish that you went there and you imagined yourself either somewhere else or that you weren't born. So I want you to tell me more about that. What were you learning in those circumstances?
What was I learning in those circumstances? I was learning that my dad was an asshole.
Okay. What else were you learning?
I was learning that families stink.
Okay. What else were you learning?
I was learning that I'm just not lovable.
Okay. What were the benefits of your dad being mean? What were the benefits to him of being mean to you?
Okay, so I'll show you where you need to go with that bit, right?
Okay.
Before we go there. You see, what you're trying to do is you're trying to establish what did you do in those situations. So it's there then that you take on the bigger picture. So you say, right, so your dad was ridiculed you, was condescending, rejected you, you just didn't, okay. So growing up then, you done things to avoid that, or you done things to deal with that situation. So was there things that you'd done with the situation? So what I was struggling to do was come up with the words to tell you what I was doing. What you got to do is you got to give me the different scenarios. So you might say, right, okay, when you went to school, did you do any did you have any friends? Now, generally, when they go through that, they got a friend. Generally, right? There'll always be an opposite. Something else will step into the life, Carolyn, to replace what's missing. So that is one of your steps that you should write down in your
That
step.
is basically where they kind of replace their father, like in this
They
case,
replace
replace
it.
the father
Yeah.
with somebody else.
So you would bring me in there and say, yes, I had a friend. Great. Did you hang out in the friend's house? Yes, I did. What did you do in the friend's house? No, we just played. Great. Did the friend have a father? Yes, he did. Did you get on with the father? I did actually. Great.
Sorry, Ray. So just can you just tell me once more? Now, when you're saying that you felt sad and lonely, and I say, what do you do?
Yeah.
Or then I just ask you straight away, do you have a friend?
Yeah. Okay. So look, you would have done something to deal with that. Did you go to your room when these things were happening? Did you go home after the car ride? Did you try and escape from your dad? Did you go to a friend's house? Did you stay
Okay.
in
So
general?
I'm giving
Stay
you
back
what
after
you've done.
school?
So I'm giving you all
I
the
gotta
options.
find what he done. You're
Yeah.
bringing me into what's the benefit to your dad. You haven't even got the what did you do yet. You need to get the what did you do and what did you learn from what you done before we go anywhere else. Because if we miss that key moment and you miss that key moment, then now we miss all the characteristics that we need to drag out of that moment. But what you've done is you're bringing me on to the next step. And there, I would have just gone down the same road with you and avoided what you were looking for. And then you would have brought me, I maybe you would have brought me to the third step when I avoided what you wanted to get out of me in the first, then you brought me into the second.
So when I asked you, what did you do? And you said you were sad and lonely, then I should take it from there and say, okay, and what did you do after the car ride? Or what did you do after everybody left the living room and you were sitting there?
Got
What
it.
else did you do? Did you go to your room? Did you go to your friend's house? Do you have a friend that you could have gone to?
Right. So You might then, if the person then is finding it difficult to remember in that specific moment what exactly they'd done that day, because I was 7, I can't remember what I'd done that day, whatever. I just remember the overarching negative experience. My dad was condescending to me. I don't know what I'd done next. That's when then you bring in the bigger alternatives. Okay, let's talk about it then. Did you go to school? Yeah, I did. Great. Did you stay back after school? I did actually. Why'd you stay back out? What did you do after school? Oh, I done soccer. Great. Were you good at soccer? Yeah, I love soccer. Were you good at school? Yes, I was good at school. When you were good at school, did you pass exams? Yes, I did. When you passed exams, did you show your dad? Yes, I did. What did he say to you when you passed an exam? He'd actually give me a small. Great. So you passed exams to try and get a small from your dad? Yep. So you became intelligent to get love that you weren't getting? Yep. I stick in there. I have to dig deep into every possible scenario until I find the scenario.
So
You
you feed the scenarios to the client when they don't give anything to you.
Absolutely. You're going to be able to think of what are the different scenarios. He might say, no, didn't stay back at school. Right. Okay, cool. Let's go somewhere else then. So when all this was going on, your dad was home. You'd done something to escape the future emotion. So yeah, he was condescending in the car. You got home. You know he's going to do it again. How'd you do? What did you do when your dad was around? Stayed in my bedroom. Great. What you do in your bedroom? Watch TV. Great. What you watch on TV? I watched Wonderly Wagon. I don't know. What did you learn from that? I watched parts of the Caribbean, whatever I was doing. Great. In all of that, then, what were you learning from that experience? I wasn't learning anything. Okay, so when I'll just do reading books. It's just easier right now. I was reading books. Great. When you're reading books, what were you getting from that experience? Nothing. I was just reading books. Right. What type of books did you read? Fiction. Great. About what? Adventure. Right. So were you seeing yourself in the adventure? Yes, I was. Were you seeing yourself in the fiction? Yes, in the fiction. Yes, I was. So were you kind of building this fantastic reality that maybe the world is in the book? You'd rather be in the world in the book. Yes, I did. Great. What do you develop from that? Nothing. Yes, you do. What do you develop from that? Well, I started to create new visions of how I want to live. Right. I might have to put the words into their mouth. And that's that stage. Then if I feel I'm putting the words into their mouth, I say to them, now
Am I
don't let me
putting the
put
words
words
in
in
your
your
mouth?
mouth. Absolutely. Right.
Yeah.
You got to bring me in there.
So when do you know that you are pushing them too much?
Because you keep saying to them, "Don't let me put words in your mouth." And then you will also say to them, "Are you just making that up?"
Okay.
Challenge them. Did you just make that answer up? No, no, I really mean the answer. Or they'll say, as I've had it, they'll say, "Yeah, I did actually." Okay, fine. Well, let's go back now. Right. So you keep keeping them accountable as well. And you might accuse them. You've just made that up, didn't you? Just to please me and get me off your case. You just said it, didn't you? You just made that up. No, I didn't. Okay, that's fine. Let's stay in there. Like the guy at Perth when we done Unthinkable in Perth. And Carmel Smith, I don't know if you know Carmel, but she was in the audience. She's done a few Unthinkables. She was in the audience, and what she said was, it was the challenging of that guy. Chad was his name. It was the challenging of him, and saying to him, "Okay, great, let's go down here then. Let's go down this road. Are you just processing me, Ray?" He was expecting me to say, "Oh no, no, I'm not processing you.
Mm,
Oh no, yes, I am processing you. Of course, I'm processing you."
mm,
You're an arsehole, right? Of course I'm an arsehole. But
yeah,
I'm married with children. Would my children say I'm an arsehole? Of course they would. Would they say their days I'm not an arsehole? Of course they would. So I'm both.
yeah.
So you're seeing one side of me, but now show me the other side of me. Where am I supportive of you? Where am I giving you my time? Where am I listening to you? Where am I honoring you? So, so my point is that and then he said something to me, and I said, "You just made that up, didn't you?" And he said, "No, no, I mean it." Good. So I kept him accountable, Carolyn. So you keep them accountable when you're leading them by giving them an out.
Yeah.
Let me put words in your mouth. Am I putting words in your mouth? Am I leading you too much? Are you just making that up? Are you just giving me answers just to get me off your case? No, no, I'm not. I'm really good. Great. We know they're on track. That's how you do that.
You have a way of identifying if someone just says those things to appease you. Do you get circumstances where people
Yeah.
could,
Yes, yes, definitely. You can definitely pick up when people are just saying things. When you're doing QAC and you do it so much, um, you'll just see their body language. They'll be
how do you
answering
deal
us.
with them?
Oh, wait, okay. How do I deal with which? Give me a scenario.
Okay, now for example, you know, like if I'm say I'm going to play your role where you say father is hurt and ridiculed, and I say, okay, I was sad and lonely, and you then ask me questions. Okay, so what did you do in school? You're taking me to all this, and you actually asked me, what did you do in school? Did you have a friend? Did you read books? What were you getting out of this book? So now you are beginning to question me a lot, and I'm answering you, but I'm also agreeing with you. And then you say, okay, Carolyn, so am I putting things in your mouth for you? Now, how would you deal with someone if, okay, if I were to say, no, you're not, but and you might believe me the first time, but maybe the second or third time when you ask me that again, so am I putting words into you, am I leading you? And I just deny it, but you get a feeling that yes, that I am denying it, because like you said, body language and all that, you can pick
Alan,
up.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I believe I'm leading you. You
Okay, so
hear
you
me
would say that
always
to them.
straight out. QAC is challenging, Carolyn, and QAC is meant to be a challenge. It's where you challenge the person on what they're saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we go back to that. So then we've done school, we've done friends, we've done after school, we've done escaping to a friend's house, whatever.
Yeah.
Then I go into the siblings. How many siblings did you have?
Yeah.
Three. Who else did your dad do that to? My older brother. Great. Or my younger brother. We'll just make it easy for tonight. Great. When you done it to your younger brother, how do you feel? I didn't like what he done. So you felt empathy? Yes, I did. So you developed empathy? Yes, I did. So you're an empath? Yes, I am. Great. Write it down. I'm
You
an
would ask them straight away then and there. You won't just wait for the end to say, when you supported your brother, you straight away ask them that. Yeah.
empath.
So they're almost getting their epiphanies like throughout the time, throughout the process.
To the process, yeah, absolutely for sure.
So it's not
They won't land,
necessarily
by the way. I won't land. They won't see it. Yeah, they'll go, yeah, yeah, I get it, but it hasn't landed. Yeah.
okay until that last epiphany when you say, okay, do you see this?
Yeah, it's only a ripple. It's not a wave yet. You have to make the wave at the end. You're just gathering up all the ripples to get them into a wave.
Yeah. Okay. So you'd say, okay, so you're an empath, and then how would you lead them into it?
Right. Into which? Into an empath, or do I just keep going here?
No, just keep going.
Right. So let's say, right, you're an empath. Yes, I am. Great. Okay, cool. Um, I'll stick with there until I pull some characteristics out of that. But now I've got empath. We're just run with empath for now, right? So
Yeah.
I write that down. I got empath. Great, cool. So now tell me then some of the. Are you in a relationship? Yes, I'm in a relationship. Okay, cool. You got a job? Yeah, I got a job. Great. Job, relationship. You got kids? Yeah, I got kids. Okay, cool. Um, with your job, what do you do? Oh, Jesus, you know, I mean, I'll go to the extreme. I'm a drug and alcohol counselor, right? Okay, why are you doing that? For the money or for the love of what you do? For the love of what I do. What, you like saving people? I love saving people. So you're an empath? Yes, I'm an empath. So you got that from your dad? Yes, I did. Now we're in.
What
Oh,
if they say no?
oh, fine. So, well, I know I didn't get it from my dad.
Yeah.
He just told me 5 minutes ago. I said, so you were an empath towards your younger brother? Yes, I was. I'm going to, once he gives me the yes, I'm going to bring that into his life.
Okay.
Then I'd say to him, okay, let's go back then. So you're an empath with your brother, were you? Yes, I was. Okay. What you do? Brought him into my room. What you do in your room? Well, we sit down and play games. Okay, you close to your brother? Yeah, I'm close to him. So you forge a really great relationship. I forged a great relationship. So you got a good relationship with your brother? Got a great relationship with your brother. Great, write it down. Great relationship with
So
brother.
that's also thanks to your father.
And we'll do that later. This is all
Okay.
we're going to do the wave later.
Yeah.
Right. You don't do it too early. You have to wait
Okay.
till the end. Right.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll just keep sticking with that.
Yeah.
Now, and then was there ever a time then that you stood up for your brother to your father? Yes, there was actually. I was 12 and he was doing the same thing to my brother. And I stood up and said, why do you keep treating him that way? You shouldn't keep doing that. Right. What was that like? What was that called? Nothing. Were you scared? Yeah, I was scared. But you done it anyway? Yes, I did. What's it called when you do something and you're scared, but you do it anyway, knowing that you could get hurt, knowing there's a consequence? I don't know what
Mhm.
it's called. What's it called when you do something that you know there's going to be a painful consequence, but you do it anyway? What's that called? I don't know. And you keep sticking with it. Oh, it's called courage. Great. So you were courageous right at that moment. Yep. So courage is a characteristic. Yes. Yes, it is. Great. Write it down.
So you will not ask, so you will not say that you displayed courage and you're going to force them to come up with the word.
Yes. 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 You've got to get them to get the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
If they struggle, you can plant the seed and then you say, don't let me put words in your mouth. Are you just making it up? No, no, I believe it. Great.
Yeah.
I've led you and then I cover it.
Yeah.
Right. Got that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so now I've gathered up a whole series of ripples.
Yeah.
I got all these characteristics that she's after telling me that she developed during those times.
Yeah.
Okay. I build them all up and I'm going to use them later. I've got all my ripples now. Right. So now I go into all the different areas of their life. Your
So you
children,
need to ask them about their partner, about their
partner. Great.
children.
Let's go into partner now. Great.
Yeah.
So your partner fell in love with you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what did
Why
they
did he
fall in
fall in
love
love
with?
with you? Oh, because I'm extremely good looking. Yeah, I get it. But let me tell you, that only lasts a while. What
What
characteristics
did
did
they?
your partner fall
Yeah.
in love with? Did they fall in love with this? Yes. This, yes. This, yes. This, yes. Great. Now I've got all of that. Partner fell in love with this. Let's go down to your job. You good at your job? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Oh, your great character. This, and this. Now I've got that packed up. So I got two waves coming now. Now I
Yeah.
go down to their children. Tell me about your kids. Oh, my kids are an empath and blah, blah, blah. Great. Are they passing that down to their grandkids? Yes, they are. All that
Yeah.
characteristic of empath, courageous,
From
resilient,
you.
tough, strong from you. Yes, I am. So now I've got three waves. Now I've got a tsunami.
Yeah.
Right. So now I say,
Would you
right,
would you
are you
also
ready?
add would you also add the other bit of just because you are creating the tsunami, then take it further and go to who are the other people you've helped besides the brother? Who are
Yes.
the other friends that they stood up for, whether in school or anywhere else?
Yes. You bring them all down those roads as well.
Okay.
Right. So you're right. So now look at these characteristics. Where else have they benefited other people, other things? And we build it up now to a tidal wave.
Yeah.
Right. Then we finish with this. So do you see that this here, your partner fell in love with this, blah, blah, blah. So whose fault is it that your partner fell in love with you? Well, what do you mean? Well, whose characteristics did they fall in love with? Mine. No, 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 no. No. You are the end result of the characteristic. So whose fault is it that you're in a relationship with your partner? Well, it's my fault. No, it's not. Who gave you your partner? Who gave you your partner? Your husband, your wife? Who gave you that person? By their negative actions. And the minute you say by their negative actions, it lands. They realize, oh, my dad. So without your dad doing that to you, you wouldn't have those characteristics. So you wouldn't have this love of your life. Oh, and I repeat it, I landed, I stay there. So you're saying to me that your partner fell in love with all these characteristics that yes, yes. Do you love your partner? Yes. Are you happy with them? Yes. Great. They fell in love with those characteristics. Yes. You developed those characteristics from your dad being negative. Is that a yes? Yes. So your dad, by his negative actions, developed in you those positive characteristics that your partner fell in love
That your
with.
partner
Yeah.
fell in love with. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
therefore, you would not be in that relationship had you not had that experience with your dad. Do you see that? Oh my
Yeah.
God, I see it. Great. Over now to your job. Over
Children.
now
Okay.
to everything. Over now to all your achievements. So we didn't
So
do the
you'd go through each of that. So with your children, all the characteristics that they've got from you, you wouldn't have been able to give it to them if not for your father and his negative behavior.
epiphany after epiphany after epiphany after epiphany. So who do you have to thank for all that? My
Yeah.
father. Now we've completely balanced everything out.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's take all those negative characteristics. Your father was negative, 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 negative. We've identified all his negative characteristics and all the actions that he displayed to use those characteristics, rejecting you, walking away from you, ridiculing you, hurting you. Right. Where have you hurt somebody? I don't hurt people. Oh, really? Let's go there. Let's find now where you've hurt people. Bring me back to when you were younger and show me a person that you hurt. Nobody. Bring me back to when you were younger and show me a person that you hurt. Nobody. Bring me back to when you were younger. Think about it. Show me a person that you hurt. Okay, I got one. They every characteristic that they've rejected in the father, they said was negative, they've demonstrated that somewhere.
Would you ask the question, like I hear that you are stating it again, where have you ridiculed, or where have you, like you're asking the question, would you ever say, you and I know that you have, so where have you? Like, would you even be stated like that?
No, I think that's too big an assumption. You don't have to make that assumption to get it. I think
Okay.
with that assumption, you're going into kind of desperation. Come on, you and I know you've done it. That's a kind of a desperate thing. I would rather just, because what you're doing now is you're molding into their resistance. I started with, show me a time in the past that you displayed to say that you hurt someone. I didn't. I'm not going to break from that. I'm going to concrete how I delivered it into concrete. I'm not going to blend with him and lessen it or change the wording
Okay.
because I'm challenged by them. I'm going to stick with it and be the challenge because
Okay.
they're challenging you by their resistance. And then when you succumb to their challenge, then you weaken your position,
Okay.
the practitioner.
Yeah.
Stick with it. You'll
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
Right. They've done it somewhere. Every trait that you can possibly find, they've done it somewhere. You just got
Yeah.
to be resilient enough to stick with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You can get them to stop, breathe, relax, slow down, then in fast again. Now, when you were younger, blah, 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 when you were a teenager, when you were an adult, show me a time that you hurt somebody. And I'm
Yeah.
back into it again. Right.
Yeah.
And what will happen is that left brain will wear out. It'll just get tired. It'll shut down. And all of a sudden, this gathering of neurons in their chest, that little brain will activate. And when it activates, it connects with the right brain, and there's the truth comes out. Yes, I actually did. We just got to break down that left brain to just
Okay.
wear it out, just run it out of it. It runs out of energy. It can only deal with a certain amount of computation triggers at any one time, and we can really wear that down. And that's what we're doing. We're shutting off that left brain who just lies and lies and lies. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I,
that's the reason that we persist with the questions, is because we're waiting for that to shut down.
yes.
Having said that, though, like in the previous QAC things, it used to be like leading your client through the spiritualist breath method. But I know that in when you did this session with me, we didn't do all of that. Is that still part of the first thing that we do with clients when we take them through the QAC process?
Yeah, you can do that. It's good to do a breath. It's good to switch off one part of the brain. It's good to switch on another part of the brain. It's a very, very good process to bring your client through to do a nice deep breathing exercise.
Okay. But we could also go straight into the session without that, by like how you were demonstrating just now.
I think the breath, I would suggest to you that the breath is very good. It just gets them to switch off that critical brain for a moment, dislodges these little conscious complex entities that we have on our shoulders that are whispering things in our ears, shuts down the noise, shuts off the traffic, cools the jets in the brain, and allows them to be more real and authentic.
Okay. And also in the past, we've had to keep QAC students, like they sit with their eyes closed pretty much throughout the session. But now we get to get them more involved and say, actually write down notes,
Yep.
so that they can see for
Yep.
themselves to where they're going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's it's molding, it's blending, and it's changing.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
great. Thank you, Carolyn. And to any students who are watching this video, we hope Carolyn and I hope that you're learning an awful, awful lot from this. So thank you, Carolyn, for participating in this with me today. And yeah, it will definitely benefit an awful lot of people. Great. Thanks, Carolyn.
Yeah. Thank you.